And so
if you
this,
made sulfur gas, it would stink.
yes, yeah. So the second one is to determine total or just bound?
This is total.
Total, okay, and so
So
you
all-
subtract the free from the total, and that's what you can
Maybe.
think your bound
Sort of.
might be? Okay.
Yeah. But really, you just want to know the total SO2 or what's free. Free, it's more theory. You'll get into why you want the balance. So remember for the total SO2, we had 20 mils of wine, 10 mils of sodium hydroxide, and now we add, and then the starch indicator, and then now we add the 10 mils of sodium or sulfuric acid.
Thought you added that already.
That was sodium hydroxide. So I add sodium hydroxide, let it sit for 15 minutes. And now I add sulfuric acid.
What's the purpose of letting it sit?
Change the pH. Change the pH. Just basically reacted for the reaction to occur. So at this point, since we already added the indicator, we can go ahead and titrate. And I'm at 0. So again, in this sort of have a nice steady stream until we get to a color, get to close to the.
Do you usually end up using more iodine in the total acid?
Yeah, because there's more. So, right there. Looks good. So that was a 2.9, 2.85. Actually, I want to even add a little bit more. Yeah, that's good. So we'll call it 2.95. So in this case, again, so 2.95 is the amount of iodine added. So we need to multiply that by 2 because we've got the concentrated iodine. And then this one, the total, gets multiplied by 32. How much? 180?
32.
That's a lot for
188.
That's a lot for white wine.
Previously we had 122.
What's going on with
That's storage levels. You can ship this to Australia if you want. Peter?
On a slow, hot boat.
Then a slow hot boat. With some extra headroom to bounce around. Right?
It's going to be safe.
Which one's that?
The white wine.
The
The Sauv Blanc, the 2008 Sauv
I
Blanc.
should have never given that one up, but I wanted to see what we were.
Yeah, we gave it to
Well-
the SO2.
Very
So
high.
what's the legal limit on the wine? Isn't it 200 or 250?
Yeah, but that's total.
Yeah.
That's not free.
And we got total.
We just did
188.
88 total. 100.
Actually, it's 280 or something like that. In fact, that's another thing that's in the back of your book.
Yeah, it's in your book. The other thing, John, is that next week we're getting a Hannah SO2 machine. And that's also a Ripper method, but it's the machine that does it, but it's a Ripper method also. So your numbers are going to be a little bit higher than if you do the OA machine.
Oh, and I forgot to
You
mention
guys
too,
mix
you want to
things
mix your iodine all the time.
Mm,
It tends to separate a little bit.
Yeah, BATF, it's 350 parts per million, and OIV, which is international, basically EU, is 250 to 300 parts. 250 for this wine,
I'm not that cool.
300, yeah. We have a little room. If I remember right, we have
You
real
actually put the same,
trouble getting
the same things
SO2
to measure both.
Yeah.
The difference
Yeah,
is the
it's
time.
all blanc.
The difference is that for the total
Yeah.
SO2, you add sodium hydroxide first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then you let it sit.
And then you let it sit. So wine, sodium hydroxide, sit.
Okay.
15 minutes.
And then you.
Then you add the sulfuric acid.
And for
then
the
you
first
titrate.
one, it was just sodium hydroxide
Just
right away?
sodium hydroxide and then titrate.
And are you letting weight because you're hoping for everything that has to be bound to bound, not everything that has to be...
They're for the reactions. So it's bound. So we actually kind of want to free it up a little bit. In order, if it's bound, you can't detect it. So it needs to kind of break apart a little bit. And
that's what
sodium
the
hydroxide
sodium
do that,
hydroxide.
so that you can measure what's there. So I'll go ahead. I don't think it's been 15 minutes, but I'll go ahead and do the red wine one. So again, so remember this is for the total. We added 20 mils of wine, 10 mils of sodium hydroxide. Now I'm going to end the starch indicator. So now I want to add the sulfuric acid. So just remember that before you want to titrate, you just add more sulfuric acid. Give it a quick stir, and then you can start. And you don't want to wait too long between sulfuric acid and titrating. You just kind of want to be real quick. So you got some. So it's gotten purple, but it's not quite dark yet. I mean, like Murray showed you before, it's not cloudy enough. So yeah, it's not there. And here it was, let's say 1.7. So what is that? So remember 1.7 times 2 for the more concentrated.
So
Times
3.4
32.
times 32 is 108.
108. Okay. And our free was 60, so no.
The
20.
free on this was 30.
30. And this is 108?
Yeah.
That's a little high too, for total. But
What are the targets? I mean, does that depend on the varietal or?
depends on the kind of wine. That's winemaking skill. That's I think for reds you're shooting for 70 total.
Mm-hmm.
Whites you're shooting for 80, 85.
What, and rosés?
Rosés,
Like whites.
Yeah. Like a white. 80.
Isn't it the